Yo, 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 what it do? Welcome to another, matter of fact, this isn't another. This is a very special episode of Talkin Gang. Y'all know who it is. It's Tony, it's LT, the Yellow Tape King, it could be Anthony. Depending on how you address me, it lets me know what I was doing when you met me. But today, we got a special guest. Probably the only person other than my dad that I'll talk to and defer to when it comes to my sports knowledge. Been talking sports with this man since as long as I can remember watching Sports Center with Stuart Scott and Robin Roberts. Alright. Shout out to Cuz. What up, Marcus? What it do?
Hey, man. What's good, man? Happy to be on the pod, man. It's been a long time coming, man.
Long time coming, man. I'm glad I can figure this out as simple as it is. It's crazy just being able to do it this way. But you know what? Hey, man. God works in his own timing, you feel me? And now we about to get this stuff pumping. You know, this is still just talking game, but we're gonna create our own content and our own show together. And yeah, man, we're gonna give the people some real good sports knowledge and a more barbershop perspective. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Man, let's get these people what they've been missing, man.
You know, so this week, this episode, at least I'm not gonna say this week, but this episode, I do want to recap week 1 of the NFL. It's funny, I was talking to my mom earlier, and it's like, damn, this is why people love the NFL, right? We're only 3 days into the season, 4 days into the season, and you got so many storylines.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy, right? But I do want to start off by asking, who do you feel was the most impressive team that you saw over the week of football?
After, the short week of football, the people out there may not know this, so this is not a homer pick. I am riding within Cowboys.
Resident Cowboys fan on the line.
Oh yeah, those are my guys. But in all seriousness, they were probably the most impressive team that I seen over the week. It was just the way that they were firing on all cylinders on the defensive end. Dan Quinn, he's got those boys flying around. You get acquisitions like Stephon Gilmore and
he got a pick, didn't he?
He did get a pick. You got Trayvon Diggs that instantly turned into a no-fly zone.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons causing havoc all over the place. We even got a sack from D-Law. The defense was flying all over the place. Still a little concerned with Dak, but I'll chalk that up to maybe first week. He did not play in the preseason, as we both know.
Which is crazy.
I don't understand that logic anymore of why they don't play, but I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Reason why they were most impressive to me, if you would have told me beforehand that we were going to win 40-0 and just impose our will on the Giants, I definitely would have called you a liar. I'm not the usual Dallas fan, which is unrealistic expectations. I know my limitations with my team, and they definitely looked the part Sunday night of the Super Bowl contender that I feel like that they can be.
This is true. I will say this. My only pushback is the Dak Prescott situation.
Right.
You know, it's like, were you guys the most impressive because y'all played the best? Or are the Giants really going to be that bad? I don't know. It seemed like one of those games where you might just need to burn the tape.
Right. Well, I mean, you could say that they could burn the tape, but let's not forget a thing that a lot of people don't realize. the Giants they were a playoff team.
This is true.
And they made moves to get better. You got to talk about bringing in the Darren Waller.
This is true.
Bringing back Saquon Barkley. They added pieces to a playoff team. I think a lot of people are treating this as if we beat the Giants, who picked in the top 5 last year. This was a playoff team.
This is true. This is true. I will give you that. Yeah. You know what? I wasn't even thinking of that aspect of y'all beat the hell out of a playoff team. On the road, too.
On the road.
Hostile environment. 9/11 weekend. That's something that you can't quantify in New York or New Jersey area, 9/11 weekend. And you guys kind of figured it out. And the quarterback situation, all quarterbacks other than Tua and maybe Trevor Lawrence look bad. Or at least no better than average. So I am interested to see what quarterback play improves throughout the season. But for me, my most impressive team was the 49ers.
Okay, I can see that.
We already know what West Coast teams normally do at the 1 o'clock slate. That's normally a tough game for them. And they went and punched the Steelers in the damn mouth.
That they did.
They punched them right in the mouth. I think any questions you got for Brock Purdy got answered. The defense is probably Dallas and San Francisco probably the 2 best defenses in all of football, right?
It's got to be head and shoulders.
Yeah, I can't think of another defense, other defenses that just have it on every level like y'all got. And with all those weapons, I saw something my homeboy posted on Facebook, and it had like all the money that these players from San Francisco making, and I'm like, how in the fuck is John Lynch doing this with the salary cap? Because you got Debo like the highest annual average, you got McCaffrey getting paid, Trent Williams is like the highest paid tackle, Kittles is like got the biggest overall money contract at tight end. And it goes like, you got Greenlaw, like it goes on and on. I'm like, how the hell is this happening in the salary cap era?
I mean, obviously John Lynch has the magic touch, right? He finds ways to, make everything work. I mean, we gotta look, that Trey Lance thing, it let's be honest, it fumbled.
And people forget that he wasted a number 3 pick on Solomon, that D tackle out of Sanford. But
wasted a number 3 pick. I mean, that just goes to show the brains that the football mind that John Lynch has. For him to fumble these picks and it not help and it not hurt.
Any other GM's fired by now, right?
Absolutely,
because you can't recover from that.
Fired. But these guys continue to find ways to just keep chugging along, and then you look at the draft. I mean, in the Trey Lance debacle, you look at the names he could have had.
Yeah,
you're talking. They could have added a Michael Parsons or a Patrick Surtain Jr. to that defense. Yeah, that's just scary to even think about.
Yeah. The league should be happy that they was trying to think of the future at quarterback instead of the right now.
Absolutely. No pushback on your pick of the most impressive team.
Yeah.
I mean, you run down the stats. Purdy's 19 to 29 for 220, 2 tutties, no interceptions. That's what you want from him. I'm not gonna call him Trent Dilfer.
Nah, he does a little more than Trent Dilfer.
He can go out and win you a ball game, absolutely. But then you got Christian McCaffrey, 22 carries for 152 yards, touchdown. Also added 3 catches out the backfield for 17 yards. Like, how do you stop that? Then you got Brandon Ayuk, 8 catches, 129, 2 touchdowns.
Forgot about Ayuk.
Yeah, Debo 5 for 55, and Fred Warner 5 tackles. I mean, these guys are just flying all over the place, man. No pushback whatsoever on that.
What week? When y'all play them? Week 5?
It is week 5 on Sunday night.
Well, I wasn't surprised that it was prime time. I just needed to get the week right. that's gonna be heavyweight. You know, my biggest fear is that game being a blowout either way. I'm like, oh my god, I see the hype and it's like, oh my god, I can see a 31-7 game coming out of this, and I hope not.
But it was, you know, with the two defenses, I just don't see that happening. I feel like we've got something to prove. I mean, you look at our last two playoff trips, they've ended at the hands of the 49ers. The 49ers have come into our place and took us out of there, and we've also had to go there, and they've taken us out of there. So
y'all definitely have more at stake in this game than they do.
Absolutely, and it a win for us would be a mental monkey off of our back, so to speak.
Yeah, I can see that. I think it just, you know, the only other thing about that game that sucks is it's so early in the year. Like that's a I want to see it after week 12 matchup when you guys are like really oiled up and we kind of see what you guys are going to be. You know, that's real deal. Playoff, you start really looking at the playoff seeds, like, all right, you know, and ever since it's gone to one team getting the bye, that number one seed has become so valuable. But it's definitely you guys, the Cowboys and the 49ers in the NFC, that is head and shoulders, and probably in the whole league. Because
you could argue after Sunday nights, after Thursday nights, Chiefs showing, you could definitely argue that Dallas and San Fran are the top two head of the class.
Yeah. The only thing about the Chiefs that I'm gonna give them a pass on is their second and third players weren't there. Best players, I should say. Their second and third best players weren't on the field with Kelsey and Jones.
That would be the easy way out of it. That definitely be the easy way out of it. As we stated off the record, the Chiefs they've gotten too cute over the years.
Yeah, you gotta at least bring Juju back.
You have to bring Juju back, and if not, at least bring Mecole Hardman back.
Yeah, this is true.
You did nothing to really upgrade the wide receiver position, so injuries are a part of football, and you have to be ready for that. So I can't give them their best two players wasn't there. Yeah. The New England Patriots have shown us for over 2 decades that next man up.
Next man up. I mean, that's kind of how San Francisco got to the Brock Purdy situation, right?
Absolutely.
Next man up. So I definitely can respect that. But on the flip side, it got to be a downside to everything. So it was the least impressive teams that you saw, or team you saw over the weekend.
So I had my pick as the least. The least was the was the Kansas City Chiefs at first. I was very disappointed in that poor showing until Monday night. Monday night, the Buffalo Bills, which was my preseason Super Bowl pick coming out the AFC.
Oh, you did pick them.
I did, and they looked awful. Little things that I kind of jotted down with the Buffalo Bills, and the reason why they're most disappointing. Not the Josh Allen effect. He just continues to make mistake after mistake after mistake.
Yeah.
And just continues to put that great Buffalo defense in a bind. You also have the fact that management has done zero to address the run game. You got to think, you got to go back to maybe Fred Jackson the last time, maybe LaShawn McCoy, the last time they've had a competent running back.
Yeah, probably LaShawn McCoy is where we can go.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've done zero to address that issue, to kind of alleviate some pressure off of Josh Allen. Also, they've done nothing to the receiving core. Gabe Davis is supposed to be your number 2, but I mean, really, let's be honest, maybe he's a 3, right?
Yeah. And they don't even throw their hat in for players.
No.
Right? Like, you never
Not
even
at all.
hear, you heard them talk about Hopkins, but Hopkins was acting like a college kid, a high school kid. He was taking visits. He didn't even go up there for a visit.
Right. So, I mean, Buffalo did nothing to address that. And in a game where, unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers goes down in the first series of the season, you got Zach Wilson for the next 3 quarters, and you guys you did nothing to separate yourself against the Zach Wilson-led New York Jets. I mean, let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers is there for a reason, right?
Yeah. Because you still paying Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
So the fact that
absolutely.
you go out and pay Aaron Rodgers big money with Zach Wilson on your payroll, that lets you know all you need to know.
Yeah. So definitely Buffalo, and then in the fashion that you lose, that's kind of become the story of the Buffalo Bills, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they've been known choke artists for. I mean, let's go back to 4 Falls of Buffalo, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, it's this stigma continues to haunt them, and they have glaring issues in the first round. You moved up in the first round to take a tight end. That doesn't necessarily complement what you need. And then last night, the tight end that you moved back into the first round or moved up to get only catches 4 balls for 26 yards. So a lot of work to do in Buffalo. Very, very disappointed last night, to say the least.
I'm with you on the Buffalo pick, but I can't be disappointed on a team that I don't believe in anyway. I can't be disappointed in Buffalo because I ain't believe in them anyway. To me, the most disappointing team would probably be my own Carolina Panthers.
I can see that. I had y'all pick to win the NFC South.
Well, my season opening episode when I was picking my division winners, I picked them too. But it was no expert analysis. That was just me being a fan. Sued me. But yeah, man, it just, and the disappointment kind of goes to the front office, you know, like, and Adam Thielen, come on, man, Hayden Hurst. If you're gonna trade all that we traded to get Bryce Young, I feel like you should try and go for the gusto and get the best weapons possible around him. And I don't feel like we did, and that's gonna make it a tough year for Bryce Young. You know?
I never liked the Adam Thielen pickup from the Panthers from the group though. I've always looked at Adam Thielen as that solid go-to number 2 guy.
Yeah, he's the safety blanket.
He put up elite level numbers. I mean, if you look at the numbers, and someone wanted to argue Adam Thielen as elite, if you go look at the stretch that Adam Thielen had, it's hard to argue that he was not an elite receiver. However, you have to look. I mean, when you got Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson on the other side of you, I mean, it definitely makes life easier. So I was never a huge fan of y'all picking up Adam Thielen from the jump.
Yeah, and like you said, especially picking him up with the intentions of him being the guy. You know, if we was picking him up and we already had our number 1, I probably would have been more excited about it. Our defense is still good. Bryce Young clearly is going to have to learn certain things. You know, 2 picks, deep in our own territory. Just things you're going to have to learn on the fly as a quarterback in the NFL. But hopefully we figure it out because Monday comes fast. We got the Saints. And it's funny because little Anthony texted me earlier and was like, if we lose Monday, our season over? Say, yeah, pretty much. We down 2 games in the division already. Like, very quickly.
The thing is, I have to disagree on that. I mean, you lose, you got to realize you're still breaking in a rookie quarterback. A very talented rookie quarterback, might I add.
Yeah, he showed flashes. Now, I was a little nervous by preseason, but he didn't look too bad Sunday.
He didn't look bad. He moved the ball up and down the field. He didn't look incompetent. But you guys lose to the Saints. I don't think it's over. I just don't see a team in the NFC South that just head and shoulders where you can't make up ground. Usually in a lot of divisions, if you go down 2 or 3 games, cut the lights off. Let's try to figure out how we're going to get in this wild card. But I feel like the division will still be very much open. I mean, your division is chock full of rookie quarterbacks or first-year starter quarterbacks or guys who are kind of on their last leg. And if it doesn't work out here, they're either going to be backups or out of the NFL altogether. So it's not like it's just clear head and shoulders. It's over.
True. Well, damn it. As long as we don't finish with a worse record than the Bucs and Baker Mayfield, I think I'll be okay.
I'll tell you what I was really concerned about, though, because it was the inability to stop the run. You guys got gashed by Tyler Allinger and the impressive rookie Bijan Robinson.
Well,
I didn't expect that.
Well, for me, because I wasn't too worried about that in the sense of that's what Atlanta's going to try and do. So that's their offense. They're going to, teams aren't really built to stop a run like that. It's kind of the San Francisco style, even to an extent Baltimore style of offense. So I wasn't really tripping about that. I do think we can shore that up, though. We were talking. That's another thing me and little Anthony were talking about. I was like, Shaq probably gonna be on the trading block soon.
Yeah, Shaq didn't look good at all.
So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I got my Panthers. They are my pick to win the South, and I still got my boy Bryce Young as Rookie of the Year. Because, like I said, I feel like they got to go hand in hand. Bryce Young got to play pretty damn well for us to get that spot. So we'll see. Because I don't think we're getting no wild card out of that.
No,
right? You got to win division out of the South.
Out of the South, and y'all only get one.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about most impressive and least impressive. Now we're gonna see. Any team, even though it's week 1, do you hit the panic button on? Already week 1, I'm freaking out. Giants lost 40-0. You know what I'm saying? The Bills, you still got your Josh Allen problems. He throwing interceptions galore. Shout out to White. What's his name? Whitehead? This man done got $250,000 on the first week.
Oh, yeah.
The Bengals only scored 3 points. That's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Chiefs not chiefing it. I know it's hard to do that in week 1, but if I'm the Bengals, I might be a little nervous.
I think Cincinnati would be good. I mean, if you look at the history, Joe Burrow hasn't performed well in week 1 since his career began. So maybe we're gonna come up with a week 1 Joe Burrow.
That's a fact.
That could become a thing. Stay tuned for that. But because I think the panic button pressing for me definitely would have to be and this is a team that, not a lot of people is talking about. They're not even really picked to win their division. But it wouldn't have surprised me had they broke through. But I'm going over to Minnesota. You facing Baker Mayfield, in a Tampa Bay team that's just in shambles, right? You know what I'm saying? They trying to overcome Tom Brady. Just got word that they ain't giving Mike Evans no more bread.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they hit the reset button. So
it is not like Tampa put up a lot of points.
They didn't. They only put up 20 points. But outside of Justin Jefferson, man, goodness gracious, like, you don't have anything going.
He looks so disappointed on the sideline.
As he should have been. I mean, you have nobody alongside him. I mean, you got T.J. Hawkinson. Yes, he caught 8 balls for 35 yards. I mean, that's next to nothing.
Oh my God! Yeah.
The defense continues to have holes in it. I was just Minnesota. That's my week 1 knee-jerk reaction team. I really picked them to go into to win. And I mean, you made Baker Mayfield.
You might have got Baker another contract just off week 1.
I mean, people probably thinking like, damn, why is Baker played for 14 in the past 2 seasons?
Which is crazy.
But another 1 o'clock Kirk Cousins game, right? 33 or 44, 344 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. But
he's the ultimate guy who could be like, I mean, I did my job. And you're like, yeah, but.
Yeah, and it's always going to be, but.
Right, like, but did you? You could have did a little bit more. Just a little bit.
But I think that it's definitely the Minnesota Vikings for me. The Lions look good, but are they a lock to win the NFC North? I mean,
that's my pick.
And there's no pushback. I could go with them too.
Even though the spoiled Green Bay Packers, man.
Oh man! Like you get the finest girl in the room, you lose her, and then you get the next finest one. It might even look a little bit better when you take a longer look at it.
Right? You go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and then it's like, Jordan Love just waiting in the wings. But you know what, though? Real quick, and I'm going to give you my panic button team about Green Bay, though. Maybe teams should look at it and say, Green Bay does it the right way.
Yeah.
They get their quarterback. They groom them. So when they are actually playing real games, they've been riding on these training wheels for 3 or 4 years. When you take the training wheels off, they can just go.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been said that what are we in a rush to play these quarterbacks for? A lot of times these quarterbacks are rushed into action and they're not ready. So one could argue that Green Bay probably does do it the right way. Sit your ass down for about 2 or 3 years, learn this system, and then we'll throw you in here.
Yeah. So especially somebody like Jordan Love, right? He's not like he was a top 5 pick. So it's a lot less expectations. You can sit back here and chill. I think most of the pressure for Jordan Love was just the fact of Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers' age opposed to Jordan Love's age. Any other situation, they probably wouldn't have been that much pressure on Jordan Love. But my biggest disappointment, or the panic button, I should say, it got to be Denver. It got to be Denver. Okay, so
Broncos, let's ride.
Let's ride. You bring in your new coach. He's been talking shit all offseason. Even talking shit about other teams, which no coach ever does, it seems like. I mean, random shots at the Jets. And you go lose to a team that seems like they're trying they're almost in the same position of Tampa. Right? You bring in Jimmy G, let's see what we got out of it. They've traded Waller, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're in the situation of, they almost like, let's see what we got, in a sense. And you go out there and beat a division opponent. And once again, what, Denver only scored 16?
16 points.
16 points? Come on now. Come on now.
I have to, once again, agree with you and see where you're coming from, but at the same time, can we stop with this Sean Payton miracle worker type deal? I mean, he's in the same boat as Bill Belichick to me. His greatness was hinged on to all-time great quarterback in Tom Brady. Who else has Sean Payton coach other than Drew Brees?
Yeah,
they've been connected at the hip. So
at least Belichick took Mac Jones to the playoffs.
And you know what has Sean Payton done?
Yeah, this is true. And
you know, so that's
yeah.
I'm kind of, I'm a little bit judgmental on Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Definitely wanted him as Dallas's coach, but it's his arrogance. You know, he comes out here like he's got a fistful of rings, and you still living off that alleged Hurricane Katrina ring, you know. So, I mean, Sean Payton, obviously, the relationship with him and Russell Wilson, Russell got to be counting his days in Denver, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, Sean ain't got no ties to you. Ownership is rich enough to say fuck it. And they pay Stidham like $10 million a year to be a backup. That's a lot of money to back up. So that alone should let you know. If I was Russell Wilson, I'm the guy. As soon as I see how much Stidham got paid, I'm nervous.
Yeah, you nervous. And honestly, if I'm Russell Wilson, I'm even more nervous if Sean Payton don't start letting Future come to the practices and stand on the sideline at this point. I mean, I feel like that's where this relationship is going.
Yeah, man. I think, the Broncos, man, and they're in a tricky situation. You know, they traded a lot for Wilson, and it's like I said when I was talking about the Rams in my last episode. When you make those kind of trades, you gotta cash in quickly, because those years after are rough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you don't have picks, you don't have assets to trade for shit, those years after are real rough if you don't cash in immediately. You know, like the Rams was bad last year, and they actually won week 1, so let's see what happened with Matthew Stafford back. But at least they could be like, hey, we got the Super Bowl.
I also want to point out with Denver, like, their roster isn't that great. I mean, Jerry Jeudy, he's on the shelf. But with seeing what the receivers in his class has done, he's definitely fell out of the equation. You know, when you see guys like C.D. Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase wasn't with them, but I mean, you see those type of guys and the waves that they're making, and then he can't stay on the field. And leading receiver for the Denver Broncos, Samaje Perine, man. You're not going to win many games with Samaje Perine as your leading receiver.
Only running back that you could be comfortable leading your team and receiving is probably McCaffrey, right? That shouldn't happen all the time. But at least if you see it, you're not as surprised.
You're not surprised whatsoever.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, he split out in the slot. He probably was playing wide receiver when he got those catches. But yeah, man, I really think Denver, they might need to hit the panic button, and you'll know when Denver hits the panic button when Wilson holding the clipboard. I got a feeling you get about week 8, and they 3-5.
So let's just say Wilson does end up holding that clipboard, obviously that ends the marriage in Denver. Where would you see Russell Wilson at next season? I know it's a little early to say, but I mean, did the Giants give up on the Daniel Jones experiment?
No, because his money is still, new. I think if it was maybe a year or two later, where it's less money, because he got like that funny Andy Dalton extension, where it looks like big money, but it's really just big money in the first year or two. But I think, oh man, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I can see him in Tampa. I can see him coming down here to Tampa. I could see him somewhere like, because the thing,
got one for you.
Because a lot of these teams, they got their young guys. So even if they don't play well this year, they're okay. Like the Colts. They don't mind Anthony Richardson going 3-13, 3-14.
Yeah, but I have a team where they're right there, and I wouldn't say stuck in mediocrity, but they're right there they are in an uncharacteristic place of potential mediocrity, potential contender, and potential let's just tear this shit down. Tennessee.
I was thinking Tennessee. But Tennessee got, their quarterback room is crazy full. You know, you got Tannehill still there. You got to give Levis or Willis a chance, right?
I mean, do you? Depending on your goals, right? It depends on what direction that you're going in.
And you know what? If you're talking about coaching, I feel like Mike Vrabel should be. That's the kind of coach Wilson needs.
Yeah.
Come in here, sit your ass down, shut the fuck up. You're going to put the ball in Henry's gut. You're going to write this play action, and we're going to play good defense.
I mean,
do what you did in Seattle.
It's obvious that the more Russell Wilson is unsuccessful in Denver, the more Richard Sherman's claims begin to kind of hold some merit, right?
For sure. And Seattle looks very smart. Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was one of those guys before he got traded. Pete Carroll need to let him cook.
Look.
He burning up the fucking kitchen now.
Well, it's obvious that, you know, Pete Carroll is a very brilliant football mind. I mean, this is the same guy who told Mark Sanchez you should come back to USC for a year. And Mark didn't listen, and now you see how that ended up working out. So obviously Pete Carroll knows a thing or two about a quarterback. He believed in Geno Smith when, let's be honest, the rest of us was done with him. I mean, who knew where Geno was up until last year?
It's true. I mean, and he did believe in Russell Wilson first, right? When they had just paid Matt Flynn.
Right.
Like, literally just paid him and was like, fuck that. He got beat out. You know, so, yeah, shout out to Pete Carroll. I think he's a very underrated coach.
I think he's definitely a Hall of Fame.
You think he's Hall of Fame?
I think he is. The Super Bowl
that locked him in.
The Super Bowl ring locked him in. Successful college coach. I mean, dominant college run.
Yeah.
It's like everybody kind of glosses over that 8-8 Patriots year when he got fired. So
yeah, it's not like he got fired when they went 4-12, right?
Right.
Like shit, 8-8 getting fired. That's tough.
Don't I know it? Don't I know?
No, 8-8 3 years in a row is tough. All right, that's tough. All right, so now what a question I do want to ask you is, you know, we have a box. We have I don't want to hear about them no more. I'm going to open that box for the Lions, the Jets, the Browns. 3 teams that won. 3 teams that won. Actually, 3 teams that won against playoff teams, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Are we taking any of these teams out of the box?
All of those teams can firmly stay where they're at in the box. Nobody comes out the box, and I don't want to give up them. I don't want to give up on them after week one. I know your feelings about them, but let's just go ahead and slide Buffalo to the edge of the table.
Okay.
And throw them in the box for me here soon. They are my Super Bowl pick, so I can't just.
Yeah, you got to keep pick integrity.
Yeah. I got if I can't stand for them, then I don't stand for them.
That's true.
So I gotta stand for them at least until the halfway point. But they're close. They're close to going in that box. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear none of them. But those three teams, I mean, the Browns are the Browns. Very intriguing with Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb, Mari Cooper.
Yo, that defense is crazy too, though.
Oh man, Myles Garrett's got to be one of the top three, if not the best defensive player in the game.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
The Jets, they are who they are. Like I told you off the record, I didn't care that they picked up Aaron Rodgers. They bought in all this stuff to cater to Aaron Rodgers. Bring in Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb.
All that to go down and drain in 4 plays.
You bring in Nathaniel Hackett to call the plays. I mean, you catered. You bring in Dalvin Cook, who looked just as washed up as I said that he was.
Oh, my God. Yo.
I said that he was washed. Nobody wanted to hear me.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he was rehabbing a shoulder injury all off season. He got to like week 5. I'm going to give him a couple weeks, man. You know, he got to get back in football shape.
Listen, all our listeners out there, listen to me. And listen to me good. Anytime you allow a big name running back to just walk, it's something wrong. It's something wrong. It's something that it's something that they're seeing in practice workout that obviously we're not seeing. And for you to just let him go when you still have a roster to compete, as long as you got Justin Jefferson on your roster and you got Kirk Cousins at quarterback, you got to punch his chance.
Yeah, because say what you want about Kirk Cousins, he can get you to the playoffs.
He can get you to the playoffs. So for you to let Dalvin Cook go in that, that spoke volumes to me. I don't think everybody else is on my line of thinking, but yeah. Also, speaking on that, the Lions, man, like, come on, man. They ain't won since you was born.
Yeah, because I was thinking that too. Like the last episode I didn't do notes. I went straight off the top. Barry Sanders didn't win the playoff game, did he?
1991 was the last
That's what I
time
thought. That's
that
what I
they
thought.
won a playoff game. Sanders came in that infamous 88 class with Deion Sanders, Derek Thomas, Troy Aikman, Barry Sanders. Those guys rounding out most of that top 5. But Barry Sanders only got it in 1991, and the Lions have not won since then. Now, there was a questionable playoff game in Texas where it was an uncalled pass interference play. The play I picked up, but hey, the streak of futility continues.
This is true. Well, with me picking Detroit to win the division, I guess I could take them out the box for me.
Yeah, you got to hold on to them.
Yeah, I got
at least till week 8.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, it is crazy that you say that because I was talking to somebody about that too. And I think that is Now, well, it's one of the best things about football is like in 8 games, you pretty much know what your team is, right?
Yeah.
Like any other sport, since it's so many games, shit. NBA, you can start off 2-10, and you be like, shit. The Lakers made the Western Conference Finals after that.
Right.
You know, like baseball, we always talk about like that Nationals run. Is like, man, they were dead in the water.
Yeah, and the Colorado Rockies.
You know it, but like with football, it's like, yeah, by like week 8, we pretty much
you kind of know.
We pretty much know what you are, you know. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to take Detroit out of that box for me, and that's my pick. I'm gonna stand beside them.
I'm gonna tell you the team that you give it to about week 3 or 4. I'm gonna throw them in the box, and I ain't even sliding them to the table. I'm gonna Kobe that bitch like I'm shooting a paper ball into the trash can.
Oh man,
I'm gonna go to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Man,
the Chargers have always. I mean, you go back to those LaDainian Tomlinson, Sean Merriman, Phillip Rivers, Antonio.
So much talent.
14-2.
So much talent.
On a regular, and you couldn't even get to the AFC Championship game. The Chargers, they are just a team that the way you feel about Buffalo, man, throw the Chargers on there for me, man. You got to give me something. You pretty much got the same recipe that you had then. I mean, you got Keenan Allen, you got Austin Eckler, Joey Bosa still making a play or two here and there. Justin Herbert, he's everything that we thought he would be, maybe a little bit more.
Probably a little bit more. I wasn't expecting
coming out of Oregon. Probably the best that Oregon's produced here lately, right?
Yeah, for sure. Ain't even worth questioning. I mean, what else you got? Cause Joey Harrington,
terrible.
Marcus Mariota,
high on him though. Terrible.
That's about it. Cause Juan Dixon had a cup of coffee.
Keely Smith was awful. He started this barbecue shit, and he was awful.
I forgot about Keely Smith. But you know what? Speaking of like Joey Harrington and Keely Smith, right? How successful was Joey Harrington gonna be in Detroit in 2003?
Not very, but I think management failed Joey Harrington.
You know, and on the flip side, how successful was Keely Smith gonna be with the Bengals? This one we was calling them the Bungles, cuz.
Well, in Achilles Smith's defense, I think back in that time, your prototypical was like a Dan Marino, right?
For sure.
A Dan Marino, John Elway, Troy Aikman type mode. Only quarterbacks that was during that time that was probably ahead of their time was Steve Young and Randall Cunningham. Yeah. They were the only ones who could really, beat you with their feet. And Achilles Smith comes in that mode, and you're trying to make this guy a drop back quarterback.
Yeah. When they should have been looking at it like, you know what? We're going to make you a more accurate Cordell Stewart.
Cordell Stewart, or you could have just looked right over in your division. Matter of fact, at that point in time, look right over at your division at 2 teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tennessee Titans at that point in time.
Oh, yeah, because Tennessee was in the division. You're right.
So, I mean, you had the blueprint, but again, like you said, that's why you called them the Bungles. So
they were the Bungles. They were the Bungles at the time. All right, so this is the last question I got for you. Any overreactions, fun overreactions, that you've seen, that you could project out from what you've seen over the last week? Something crazy. I don't know. Damn. J.J. Watt gonna break the sack record. I don't know. I personally feel like, not even Tyreek Hill. I feel like this is gonna be the first year in 8 to 10. Who's the last 9 quarterback to win MVP? Adrian Peterson?
The last one to do what?
The last 9 quarterback to win MVP.
the last non-quarterback to win MVP, we might have to go AP.
Right. I think this is the year that somebody else is going to win the MVP. And from what I saw Sunday, give me Tyreek motherfucking Hill. and at minimum, Tyreek Hill is going to break Calvin Johnson's record. At minimum. It's no way that you don't game plan for Tyreek Hill, and it is insane that he gets as open as he gets. Like, it makes no sense because I know defensive coordinators are spending hours trying to make sure safeties, corners, linebackers, or even damn defensive linemen can find their way around Tyreek Hill, and you can't touch him. You can't touch him. And he's starting to be the guy who is almost like, you know, when they talk about back in the day with Jordan in the last shot. We all know who's going to take it. And he's still going to take it and make it. Sunday, we all knew who Tua was going to throw it to when he needed a big first down. And he threw it, and Tyreek Hill was somewhere with nobody around him. It's like, what just happened?
Which blows my mind, especially down in the red zone. How do you allow Tyreek Hill in single coverage? The disrespect to Tyreek Hill, and I told you off the record, I've definitely started to give Tyreek Hill his flowers while he's still producing. I don't want to be the guy to give Tyreek Hill his flowers and then put my sports cap on and really dig into his numbers and be like, damn, he was really out here getting it, and I was dissing this nigga the whole time. I had to hurry up and give him his flowers. Like, this dude is exactly that. He's a dude. I can definitely see that. And that's why it's a fun overreaction, right? So,
yeah, hey, I wouldn't put no money on it. Can't nobody nail me to the cross if it don't happen. It's just, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, and I'm taking all credit if it does happen, though.
Hey, I like that, but my fun overreaction is going to be Josh Allen will join Jameis Winston in the 30-30 club.
Ooh.
And throw 30 picks as well as 30 touchdown passes.
Wow.
I mean, that will it happen? Maybe not, but I mean, what evidence? This is only after week 1, right? So we can only go off.
Yeah, we can only go off of week 1, and right now he projected to throw about 45.
Hey, listen, he's 10% of the way already. You know what I'm saying? In week 1, he's 10% of the way. So
he threatening to throw more picks than touchdowns right now.
And it's been in this passing league. It's been a while since that was done.
Yeah, that's true.
But I can. It's my fun overreaction. Hopefully, for my sake and my picks, Josh Allen rights the ship and makes me look decent. But after week 1, 30-30.
30-30. I can see it. I can definitely see it. How long before Trayvon Diggs say, fuck this, y'all need to trade me right now?
It's not going to be long. If you look at his antics, I'm not going to say antics, his frustrations on the sideline, he's oftentimes not happy. I feel like a lot of the times the interceptions, this is the thing. When Josh Allen is throwing these interceptions, I want you to look. You're not even trying to get it to your best playmaker. I mean, you can kind of forgive it if you at least trying to get it to your guy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you're a Panthers fan. How many interceptions Jake the long throw trying to get it to Steve Smith to make a play?
Yeah.
You look at my guys. I mean, look at Tony Romo trying to get it to Dez Bryant. He's trying to make a play. Like, I was just trying to get it to my guy, and it was an interception. But Josh Allen is trying to throw across the middle Gabe Davis and whoever they have in the slot, and it's like Stephon Diggs is like, bro, you not even giving me a shot.
Yeah.
Like, I could make this, like.
And I'm a top tier guy.
Listen, Case Keenum believed in me.
Case Keenum did believe in me.
Case Keenum.
Matter of fact, if I was Stephon Diggs, you know what I would tell Josh Allen? Motherfucker, I got Case Keenum paid.
Yes.
Okay, that's it. That's the whole story. Okay, I got Case Keenum paid. Point blank. Period. That's the meme. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, I mean, so that's just the thing. Josh Allen he's got to be better, and Stephon Diggs is gonna want out of there. Unfortunately, right now we can't give him a star to play with his brother, but he does deserve better.
Y'all can swap out Cooks for Diggs.
We could, but I don't know. It's funny how shit works.
Yeah.
We'll see what Jerry does.
Yeah, the grass ain't always green on the other side, right?
Yeah, it's not. And again, like I told you, whenever, we were in the Odell sweepstakes, if you go after Stephon Diggs, what are you saying to CD Lamb?
Yeah, this is true. Because you definitely, you got to slide CD to the slot if you go get Diggs, right?
Right. CD is not a slot receiver. I think CD is a dude. I really do. I'm very high on CD, so we'll see.
Yeah, I had to grow my love for CD, I guess you could say, because I was not feeling him. And then more and more last year, I was like, no, he's nice. He's nice with it.
Yeah, CD Lamb is that guy.
Plus, I fuck with anybody who put his lady on pause when she trying to grab the phone.
I mean, come on, what are we doing right there? What are we doing? Like, this is the biggest moment of my life. Yes, I have other business things. Congratulations, but fall back.
Chill, just chill. All
yeah,
right.
fall back, man. What are we doing?
Oh man, because I appreciate you, I really do. I appreciate everybody who's gonna listen and tune in. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy this. I know for a fact. We're going to have more coming. Because when can you come back on? Like, how often can you do this with me, man?
Hey, man, as you know, man,
Because, we talk sports. So, sometimes I might have to just hit record and we just going to go through it.
Hey, man, listen. I'm open for any time, man. You just kind of got to do me like you did today, man. Let me know early.
Yeah, for sure.
By about 9 or 10, I kind of know what my schedule's going to be. For those of you out there listening who don't know, man, I am the head.
Yeah, give them a rundown, coach.
Yeah, man, I'm the head varsity basketball coach at my alma mater, Bessemer City High School. Small town, I promise you will not find it on the map. I promise you might drive through it and not even know that you even went through it. But very proud moment for me, man. I'm just trying to do great things for these young kids, man. So, anytime I'm not with them, man, just let me know early. Typically this right here, while we're not in season 8:30. That's usually a good window for me. Give me a chance to kind of mingle with the family and get everything situated. But, man, I definitely had fun on this, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to so many more episodes.
Yeah, this is going to be fun, man. And people, hey, just like I talk all sports, he talks all sports, knowledgeable in all sports. You might even get a little hockey commentary out of us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so,
slight.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't breaking it down, power plays and shit, but, it can happen. You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate y'all for listening. I appreciate you for being on, cuz. And we gonna holler at y'all next time.